Hello everyone from Bodrum. This is a joint broadcast by Go Türkiye and TAV Passport. Today, I'm going to welcome two guests who are already in Bodrum. I'll take them to TAV Primeclass Lounge at Milas Bodrum Airport and treat them some Turkish coffee, maybe some Turkish dessert, so that we can talk about their wonderful Turkey memories. Buckle up, it's coming up now. Here we are at TAV Primeclass Lounge at Milas Bodrum Airport. I have two precious guests today. One of them is a celebrity chef, actually chef of Oscars for the last 27 years, owner of many restaurants, a real gourmet, dear Wolfgang Puck. And my other guest is a tourism guru, a real hotelier, general manager of Maçakızı Hotel, Andrew Jacob. Hello, welcome to TAV Primeclass Lounge.
Thank you. I'm great to be here. Look at that, so beautiful. I think I'm in a 5-star hotel.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much. It reminds me of home. Great to be here in Turkey.
Thank you very much for your coming. It's my pleasure hosting you here. So great to see you in Bodrum. So I would like to start with the story of you because you both been to Turkey many times, and Andrew, you're already living here. So Wolfgang, I would like to start with you. So when was the first time you came to Turkey?
I came to Turkey probably 15 years ago. I fell in love with it, and I'm coming now every year. We have Spago in Maçakızı in Istanbul, and it's doing very well. But mainly I like it because of the people. The people are super friendly, very nice. They're great in the hospitality. But since I'm a chef, I love the food here. They have so many great restaurants here. It's really delicious food in so many places, and wines and fish. You get so many different products here, so it's great to be a chef here.
So you're already very familiar with the Turkish cuisine. We will come to that subject. So I would like to ask you, Andrew, the same question because you're already living in Turkey. So it has been how many years, and what's your story?
Well, I'm living in Turkey now for 21 years full time, but the first time I came was probably in the early 80s actually, to a little place called Kaş, which is a very special town. And I think one of the things that struck me then and now is the way Turkish people treat their animals. The cats, the dogs, the street animals are so beautifully looked after. I think it's a great expression of how nice, as Wolfgang said, the Turkish people are and how genuinely, hospitable they are. It's really a delight to be here.
So Turkish hospitality is very famous all around the world. So I hear lots of compliments about it, and I'm sure you do the same. So, but Andrew, tell me, I will ask the same question to you, Wolfgang, but let me ask you first. So what was the most surprising thing when you arrived to Turkey?
I think that really, the genuine friendliness. I often say to people that my Turkish friends are genuinely welcoming to foreigners. That's not the case everywhere in the world. And I think when people come to Turkey, they understand that the hospitality is genuine and people are happy to have guests in their country.
So how about you, Wolfgang?
I think for me it was a surprise when I went the first time on Turkish airline. I saw, I didn't know Turkish airline. And then when the first time I stepped on a plane in Los Angeles, I said, oh my God, the Turkish airline is one of the top airlines in the world. So I was already happy flying from Los Angeles to Istanbul, and then coming to Istanbul was really magic for me. When you're on the Bosporus and you see the old city, the new city, it's such a mixture of cultures. It's really, to me, one of the greatest cities in the world. Now, it's also one of the biggest one. The traffic is a little too much, but everywhere now.
Like in everywhere else.
Yeah, but I think the Bosporus, the way it's located, it's really amazing. So the first time I came to Istanbul, I always heard about the Bosporus, but it was bustling with boats going this way, that way, big ones, small ones.
But at the end of the day, it's a very unique destination, right?
Yeah, I think Turkey is a really, really unique destination. And for me, the coast was so amazing. The first time I came into this region here around Bodrum and Yalikavak and Göcek and so forth, I was so impressed how beautiful the countryside is, but the water is this Turkish blue, and to swim, the water is warm, and then you get fresh fish, great food. I mean, it couldn't be better. And what I like, it's not overpopulated. You know, I don't even want to go to Saint-Tropez or some places in Italy. You have so many people everywhere. So here, it was really a little space. You had your space.
Yeah, so that was my next question actually. What does Bodrum mean to you, Wolfgang? You've been to Bodrum many times, and even now you're with your family, right? So how do you feel about Bodrum?
Well, how do you feel about when you go back for 15 years every year? That tells it all. It's simple. I can go any place in the world, but I come here to Bodrum.
Wonderful. And you enjoy doing the sailing actually, right? You
Yeah.
visit lots of bays and, you know, catching
Yeah.
some fish maybe?
Yeah, no, I love to be on a boat here because you can go to so many amazing places. You can go fishing and catch once in a while a fish, it's great, and then you can eat it raw or grill it and so forth. So it's really, I think the whole area here is so beautiful. I really like it. I remember one time we went to see the turtles, where the turtles lay their eggs, and I said, wow, this was amazing. The waters were shallow and you could see these big turtles in the water, so it's really beautiful.
So, Andrew, so since you've been living in Turkey over 20 years, and most of your time I think you spend it in Bodrum, right?
That's right, yes.
So, I'm sure you have a lot to say about Bodrum.
Well, I think I fully agree with Wolfgang, is that the diversity of Bodrum, and although there's been tremendous development in the last 10 years or so in tourism and luxury tourism, you know, as is stated, is when you're on a boat, there's still a lot of space around, there's still plenty of areas to go, wonderful countryside, and there's really not crowds here like there are in many other places in the world. And I think that the future of Bodrum is very bright, and there's more things happening, but at the same time, it's still many places to explore, beautiful scenery, wonderful food, fantastic produce, and I think we're very blessed to be living in Turkey and to be in Turkey, and especially on the Bodrum Peninsula, because it's got so much to offer.
Mm-hmm. So how do you differentiate Bodrum compared to other destinations in Mediterranean?
I think, you know, the whole coast of Turkey is special, all the way from Antalya to Göcek to all these places. But the Bodrum Peninsula, I think, has a special weather conditions that, you know, we've just recently gone through some very hot conditions in Europe. It was also very warm here, but there's a breeze. There's always a breeze in Bodrum, no matter where you go. Even if it's hot, there's a cool breeze blowing. And the weather here is basically good all year round.
Mm-hmm.
So
and the history, I believe, right?
Well, the history is incredible. Everything from Ephesus all the way to Antalya, there is ruins and Roman ruins and other things. So there's certainly a lot to see.
So, as a hotelier, how do you see the tourism potential, investment potential of Bodrum, Andrew?
Well, I think that there's already a lot happened. There's a lot of the most luxurious brands in the world are already here, some more coming. Some of the great restaurant brands in the world, like Spargo, we're very fortunate to have in Turkey, in Istanbul, and many of them now also in Bodrum. So I think that's going to improve the offer for international tourists and Turkish people alike.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of Bodrum, by the way, I would like to remind you that there's a little beautiful town in the north of Bodrum called Milas, which is famous for its carpets and olive oil. So Wolfgang, you love Turkish olive oil, you love Turkish cuisine. So I would like to hear more about your opinion of Turkish cuisine, Wolfgang.
Well, I really think good cooking starts with great ingredients. And here you have everything. Like you go to Milas, one of the best olive oil in the world. You don't have to go to Italy or Spain or somewhere to get great olive oil. You have it right here. The same thing is with all the produce, all the fruits. I especially love the nuts and everything you can get here. You're from down south to the east, to the west. You have something special everywhere. And the sea is not so polluted, so you get a lot of great fish. I love Turkish lamb, it's some of the best ones too. So for me, I love to come here, do some dinners at Spargo and use all local ingredients. And the same thing is with wine. You know, we have a lot of local wineries around Izmir and a lot of places too. So it's, for me, Turkey is really a special place because when you come often, you see the diversity of the food. It's so different in different places. I still have to go to many different places like Cappadocia, like Izmir, like Antep. So now I'm here in Bodrum for 15 years already, but it's hard to get away from Bodrum because it's such a beautiful place and the sea is this turquoise color, which is really so beautiful. Every year my wife Gelila tells me, let's go back to Turkey, let's go back to Bodrum because we really love it there.
Yeah, your children, your wife, they all, and I'm sure your friends too.
Everyone we tell about Turkey, they ask me and say, why you go to Bodrum every year? I said, well, I can go to Italy or to France, anywhere, but I love it there. And the children love it because they can race around in their jet ski with the sea bobs. They can have a lot of fun. And you know, when you have young children, mine are not that young anymore, they're 15 and 17, but they want to do something. And I'm not worried here because it is not as crazy busy as somewhere in south of France or somewhere, you know, where it's dangerous giving a kid a jet ski. Here you have open waters, it's really amazing.
So Wolfgang, you recently did a new project called Delicious Türkiye for Go Türkiye platform, and you cooked 7 different dishes from 7 different regions of Turkey. So what was your favorite?
You know, one of my favorite things was to make the I call it the Turkish pizza, the pide. Why? Because it reminded me of what we do. We make pizza. So we're gonna make some more, work on it and make more different ones and everything. So I loved it, but I love the apricots also. They're really, really amazing. And you have so many great vegetables. You know, all the meze plate they do here, it's really delicious. You don't need anything else. It's warm outside. You have a big assortment of meze, have some good rosé wine from Turkey, and you're in heaven.
So I would like to remind to our audience that you can watch those episodes on Go Türkiye YouTube account. Wolfgang made 7 different traditional dishes from 7 different regions of Turkey. So please watch it, you will love it. So Andrew, I would like to ask you the same question. So what's your favorite dish from Turkish cuisine?
Well, you mentioned Milas, and at Maçakızı, the olive oil that we use is actually from that region. So that's, I think, a very important part of Turkish cuisine, from the meze to all the way through is as Wolfgang said, you know, quality produce, etc. But we're famous at Maçakızı for our lahmacun, but apart from that, we're doing many other things. And I think all of the fresh produce in the Aegean region, the meze is for me the staple of what we do. So I'd say, you know, Turkish meze are amazing.
So how do you find Turkish cuisine overall?
Well, I think it's very diverse. It's, you know, Turkish cuisine, there's many regions of Turkey and there's many different styles of food. There's not just one area. In this area, we're blessed with great produce, with great fish. But in the north of Turkey, you know, they're doing more winter-style food. But here we're very blessed with all this great produce, so fresh food, a lot of vegetable-based things, and that's what we enjoy all the time.
Do you cook at home?
A little, yes.
So
not me.
I'm sure. So I think that's the common thing among the chefs, right? Chefs,
Yeah,
they don't
most
really
of them
cook
don't.
at home.
That's true. That's true.
But you know, he promised me we will cook together one day in LA together.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, before I move on to my next question, I would like to treat you some Turkish coffee. So here's our Turkish coffee.
It's about time. It's one of my favorite coffees, you know. I was thinking, I come here to Bodrum.
And where's my Turkish coffee?
Where's my Turkish coffee? And you know, I love coffee. My wife is from Ethiopia. Galila is from Ethiopia. So they have great coffee there too. But each time I come to Istanbul or Bodrum, I have my Turkish coffee in the morning. I have the Turkish coffee after lunch. So it's really special to have some Turkish coffee here at the airport lounge. I mean, normally you don't get service like that.
Thank you very much.
Mm,
And
perfect.
You like it?
Yeah, delicious.
I know it's not your recipe. Wouldn't be that good.
Very good.
So, and also the coffee cups. Look at the patterns
beautiful.
on it.
Yeah,
Beautiful. Very
I
traditional.
love the pottery they make here in Turkey. It's really amazing. There's so many great artisans here, so you can actually go shopping and get something really special instead of buying everything what everybody has already.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
This is more like Iznik style.
yeah.
So, and speaking of Iznik, by the way, I would like to hear about your other favorite destinations in Turkey.
Well, I think the first place I ever went, I mentioned before, was a town called Kaş, which I love to return to. I think that's probably my favorite place. It's somehow escaped the mass tourism of Turkey, and it's still a charming place after all these years. So I like to return there as often as I can.
How about you, Wolfgang?
Well, I love Istanbul and I love the region here around Bodrum. It's my favorite place. That's why I go so often. And I want to go to Cappadocia really badly, but I'm here in the summer and they told me it's really hot there. To come in the fall would be better. And many other places like Antep. I haven't been yet, and I hear the cuisine there is really special too, where you get all the different desserts like baklava and things like that. So I want to see where it all started. One of the great things in Turkey is the history of food. It's really so intertwined with the history of the people. So from ancient time to now you have many young chefs who cook very modern, and you know, you still get restaurants which are over 100 years old. So it's really, really special.
Yeah, we have many different, you know, type of restaurants, from the old ones to new ones, traditional ones, the modern ones. So as you said, Wolfgang, we have very rich cuisine and also very rich variety of the restaurants.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of Antep, is my other favorite city after Istanbul and Bodrum, and I call it the kitchen of Turkey.
Definitely. Yes,
So if Turkey was a house, probably it will be the kitchen of it, right?
I think you're right.
Totally, totally. I think whenever you are in a country which has this amazing Mediterranean climate, generally the products you get there are delicious and they're really with so much flavor. When you eat a tomato here or when you eat anything, beans, whatever it might be here, it really has the flavor it should have. And you don't find that anywhere, you know, almost anywhere. If you go to many places, the tomatoes were in the refrigerator for months. And I think also Turkey is big in exporting produce. You know, we have a restaurant in Bahrain, and when they asked me where you want the produce from Spain, I said, no, I want the produce from Turkey. They have the best choices, but also the best tasting ingredients.
Yeah, everybody thinks we just have one season here, which is summer. But no, on the contrary, we have 4 different seasons.
Absolutely.
So it helps us to have different type of vegetables all year long.
That's right.
But I must tell you, one of my favorite ingredients is the turbo from the Black Sea. I had it last night in our restaurant. We cooked it whole, just like with a little olive oil and lemon and some fresh herbs. It was so tasty, so delicious. I said, you know, we talk about the cuisine in France, in Spain, everywhere. This was as good as anywhere in the world.
Black Sea region is famous for its different type of fishes,
Yeah.
and I think turbo is really one of the best.
Yeah.
I agree. Terrific.
So I would like to also ask you about Turkish. So Andrew, you've been living in Turkey for 20 something years, 21 years, right?
Correct.
So have you learned any Turkish?
Nasılsınız?
Wow, how are you? What else?
İyiyim, teşekkürler.
So I'm fine, thank you.
Okay.
Great. Anything else?
Çok az. Just a little.
Just a little.
Yes.
It's not an easy language,
It's very difficult. Understanding a little bit now, but speaking is more difficult.
but still very melodic. I love
Definitely.
listening
the music,
to Turkish.
The music of Turkish,
Very musical.
particularly when ladies speak Turkish, it has a musical quality for sure.
Yeah, very romantic as well.
That's right.
So how about you, Wolfgang?
Well, I think I'm going to have to find a Turkish girlfriend to learn. It's very difficult, you know, especially I spend 2 weeks here, then I go back to Los Angeles and I don't use it. But I have a little dictionary on the boat. I'm going to study a few sentences. At least I can say good morning and good afternoon and thank you very much and all that things. But the only word I know in Turkish is Fenerbahce. I'm a big fan of Fenerbahce, so...
But you also know afiyet olsun, bon appetit, right?
Yeah.
Because you use it very often on your show.
Exactly.
And also, inshallah.
Inshallah, yeah. Learn Turkish, inshallah. God willing.
That's the one I heard a lot from you in the
Yeah.
past. Excellent. Since we are at the airport, I would like to ask my next question. So, what does airport mean to you in your life, Wolfgang?
Well, airport generally, especially in this time, it means anxieties. You know, you have long lines to check in. You have no place to sit down. But when you come to Bodrum and you come to a lounge like that, it makes you feel good right away. All your anxiety goes away. You can check in, have a great Turkish coffee, maybe enjoy some sodas with the kids, whatever it is. I think that's really an important part. You know, it takes the stress away. When I'm here sipping coffee, I thought I could be in a fancy hotel.
Exactly. We are in a kind of hotel, actually.
Yeah.
So, how about you, Andrew?
Well, I would agree that it's very, very nice to be in a beautiful lounge such as this, which definitely takes the stress away. But airports in general mean, to me, after we've been locked down for a couple of years, is the start of a great journey. And I already, when I come to an airport in a lounge like this, I feel like I'm embarking on a new adventure, and certainly looking forward to traveling much, much more again.
Yeah. Airport means to me travel, but at the same time freedom. I love traveling. And Wolfgang, you have many restaurants at the airports, right?
Yes. I know we have restaurants all over the place in the airports, from Bogota to Cancun to Hong Kong to Singapore, and naturally in the United States, like in Los Angeles, we have 3 places at the airport, and in many other cities throughout the States we have airport restaurants. We just opened in Vienna at the airport a restaurant.
Which is your homeland.
Which is where I come from, yeah. So we are very excited. When we opened, the mayor came and everybody, was the biggest deal, really. And it's just a little airport restaurant. So, but it's the same thing with that. If you go early enough, you get some good food, you can relax. I think it's an important part. And I didn't taste the food here yet, but I think you can come here to Bodrum and relax in the lounge here. It's an important part of your travel. And, you know, it's always a lot of pressure, especially when you travel with children. You know, you never know what's going on with them. And I think sitting down a little bit, if you come early to the airport, have a drink, have a bite to eat, it's really a nice way to travel, because traveling can be very, very stressful these times, especially. I know my wife came from Venice in Italy. The flight was delayed by 5 hours. So if you have such a big delay, if you come to a nice lounge, at least it makes you feel a little better, you know. So I think that's why it's really important to have some comfort, like the lounge here in Bodrum.
Since you enjoy TAV Primeclass Lounge very much, we are going to give you a little gift of annual membership card of TAV Passport. So, but before, Wolfgang, I know that this month was your birthday, so let's celebrate it all together.
Okay, we'll continue the celebration.
Happy birthday, Wolfgang. Here's our little surprise birthday cake for you.
Oh, look
with
at
a
that.
little evil eye on it.
That's for sure a first. I get a birthday cake in a first class lounge here. I mean, how much better can it be? I have to come to Bodrum for that.
Please blow the candle.
All right. All right, now we're gonna make a wish. So, let's blow out the candles.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So here is your membership cards. You can use it more than in 20 countries, over 70 different lunches. All the VIP access, fast tracks, lunches, you name it. Many advantages to pamper yourself.
I'm very excited.
I also have another gift for you, please.
Wow.
Since we spoke about Milas,
Yeah.
here is our gifts from Milas, some
Oh.
olive oil and some olive.
Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Both love cooking. I'm sure you will be using them a lot.
I can't wait to try it.
Thank you. Super.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining our show. It was a great honor to host you at TAV Primeclass Lounge at Milas Bodrum Airport. Wolfgang, Andrew, thank you.
Our pleasure, my pleasure to be here, and hopefully we see you soon.
Yeah, we will meet somewhere else.
Great to be
Maybe
here.
at Maçakızı Hotel.
And we hope to
Maybe
see
at Spago in Istanbul.
Yeah.
hope to see more people in Bodrum, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So that's all for the week. We will have some other guests for our next show. Please don't forget to follow Go Türkiye and TAV Passport social media accounts and watch the other episodes of Love of Türkiye. See you soon.